Hello again, another video. We are living in a reversed society. What does this mean? First, I want to say that I am thankful about how I live and where I live. We have freedom of speech. We have shops where we can go buying. We're having no war in our own country. And this is not granted. If I was born somewhere else, I would probably be in war. How I understand war is this way, to make it short. It means that mighty people, politicians, and behind the politicians, other interests, groups, a lot of economic groups, decide about where the war will be and, basically about the war. They will create the war, they will start the war, they will create that war. And they need poor people to do the dirty work there, to die there, to fight. They need family fathers to fight other family fathers. And the rich people will go out. They will leave the country. They will make money with what is happening if they invest in the right business at this time, This is no news. Everybody knows this. It's not funny. Sorry. It's war is about resources, about space, about money, in most cases. Okay, but now to the topic. Society is how it is because it went through a continuous transformation. Like everything in history, you can never watch at a certain structure or understand a certain point in history or society without knowing what was before and what was before and before and before, because it's all a constant change of things. And different revolutions bring great change. We are in a technological revolution that will and already brings great change, and artificial intelligence and all these things. Okay, and why, this what I am speaking about, Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche already saw this coming. He said we need to re-evaluate all values. He said that things are reversed, they are upside down. And this is almost a circle. It is a circle of different things that all work together, like cause and action, cause and action, cause and action. And let me just begin at one rather random point, okay? Why are things the way they are? Why is it so strange, reversed? Or perverted or malformed, whatever you would call it. And still, as I pointed out in the beginning, I'm still thankful for these blessings that we have. Although I understand that the way that we privileged people live without war, we are responsible. Our lifestyle is responsible for the wars that are fought in other countries. Okay. So, let me begin with one reason why things are the way they are. One reason is because we have these monkey mind, okay? We coming from, if you look at evolution, We coming from the jungle, and we are these clever monkeys, you know, that outsmarts everything. As soon as humans, like 80,000 years ago or something, appeared, they had great impact. Immediately they made the let's say the mammoths, these big huge elephants from the prehistoric age. Immediately they started to wipe them out. Basically, they had a big impact immediately. We didn't need to wait for the big technical revolution. No, immediately when we came up, big things happened. Also, Neanderthaler. These other kind of human beings, and they were not inferior to us. They were not stupid. They were probably more intelligent than Homo sapiens. Homo neanderthalensis was probably more intelligent than Homo sapiens. And stronger. Yet we absorbed them in our genetics, in our genetic code, you know, but we were in some way superior. We, you know, are the dominant thing that came through. Why? Because we could communicate. We communicated and we fooled these guys. And we are these monkey minds, okay? We trick every system. We cheat every system. We make every good idea an ideology. And by this, perverting the idea. You know, there is... Wait a second. Let's say there was a person 2000 years ago who lived an impactful life. He was revolutionary, he was forgiving, he accepted everybody. He began a relationship on the same level. He trusted the people. He gave unconditional love to the people. I'm talking of this person of Jesus, okay? So he was very impactful and he had what all the people wanted. He was like a relief for society. He was what society needed at this time. The people were crying for him, and by this also making way for him. If the people really can't suffer anymore, they need redemption. This is the time when someone like this comes, is, you know, ready for him. The time is ready for this person to come in the darkest hour. Okay. And everybody put, you know, after this person lived, you know, Jesus did not want to found a church. He did not write a book. But he is one of the main persons of the Bible. The church, different churches and sects and everything has been following him. But this is all other people who thought they have to put their own ideas to it or follow it or make something out of it. Okay? And make ideologies, and all kinds of suffering has been caused because of that. There is a movie in which there is the main character not speaking a single word. He just does what he does. And then all the people around naturally start to narrate what is happening. They say, oh, he's doing this because of this reason. He's doing this because of this reason. You know? The movie is called Valhalla Rising. And this is what happens. If people look at other persons that have charisma, that having impact, they start adding their own shit to it. They want to be part of it. Okay? And another thing. If you use something often, this is where abuse starts. If you use a word too often, it gets abused, it gets devalued because you use it too often. It's like if you use a knife too often, it's not sharp anymore. So one way to devalue a word or a term like love is to say it too often. To say this is love, that is love. Oh, and and if I see people who always talk about love, but what they practice is not what is absolutely far away from what I speak of when I say love, then I don't want to use the word anymore. And this is where it begins, with abuse of things and words and ideas. And the thing is, there are so many good ideas, whether it was ideas of Jesus or religious or spiritual ideas, forgiveness, whatever, or good ideas for a law within a country. As soon as the good idea is being put into words and the law starts to work, people will start to try to cheat it, to, if there is money that you can get, if you fulfill certain prerequisites, there will suddenly all the people have this, seem to want to get this money, and those who are very skillful, they will get the money. And there will be other people who really need that money. The money originally was supposed for exactly these people in need, but they are not so skillful to use the system, and they will not get the money. And this is why the system we are living in is so the way it is, because the things have to be adjusted and adjusted again, and then people will still find ways to cheat the system, and it will be adjusted again, and then this good idea at some point, sometimes the people will give up on it and say, all right, we can't do it, because the people have too many ideas to abuse this, okay? Yeah, we are the trickster mind that makes things, that pervert things, that destroys good ideas. And another trap is to think that a person, a special person, like, let's say, Jesus is just a good example. He does something, he does some kind of miracle, he does something that impresses everybody around and heals people and makes them very happy. And then suddenly everybody thinks, okay, this is the one way, we have to do it always this way. And they put it out of context, out of this one unique situation, and they think it can be repeated. Everybody can do it. This is the one way. If you're not doing this way, it's wrong, and this is all wrong. This is where it gets perverted and destroyed. Bruce Lee founded a lot of schools. He wanted to teach Jeet Kune Do to everybody, everywhere. He wanted to make the good idea, the great idea. He was impressed. He was his own happiness, his own stability, all his love came from and was devoted, to martial art, Chinese martial art. So he wanted to spread this to everyone. And he founded the schools. He's a man of deeds. He did that. But he found out it cannot be taught by other teachers. He cannot teach teachers that can teach what he wants to spread. So he found out only I can do it. The maximum is to do one-on-one lessons. Crazy, right? And this, if you put this to this example of Jesus, it means only Jesus can transfer his message. Only he could do it. You can write books about him. You can try to follow him. You can all do all this stuff. But it's inauthentic. It's perverted. it's not the real thing. All right. So another reason for why society is that way. I've made a video about abuse and the switch of roles that often the abuser and the abused, there is a dynamic in these roles. And abusers also do victim blaming, the same with, again, Jesus. The Romans, they crucified him, and they will have said, oh, he's so stupid, he's like a child. Look, he follows us, he carries his own cross. He lets us kill him. So they kind of blamed him for being so stupid and childlike. And they were proud of doing this, okay? And this is also the basis of how a lot of bad things happened, like America was taken away from the Native Americans by the pioneers and the army. And I'm not want to point my finger to America and this one case. There is countless cases of these things happening. Taking slaves from Africa. There are a lot of European countries that thought they can colonize the world, and they did that. And in order to do so, they had to take slaves. And what is that? What is happening? It is needy, greedy, and weak people enslaving strong people, capable people, to do the hard and dirty work. And they will switch the roles. They will feel strong. The slave masters will feel strong. But in fact, what they do is very weak. And what the slaves have to do is very hard. Okay? And then the slave masters will also try to switch these roles and make the slaves feel weak. They restrict them food. They restrict water from them. So the slaves have to come to them and beg for it. This is reversing the roles. And I must say, the same thing is still happening. As I said, in the war, the poor people go there and do the dirty work. Who is building our streets? Who is building everything? Who is building the real world out there? You could say the money, the system of money, is just an extension of slavery. Because there's one, money, again, it was a good idea, and we can't go without money today, and I am, again, thankful and grateful for the world I live in. But there are certain things about money that are not okay. And this is when you work very hard and build streets, build houses, do the dirty work. A soldier, they do not get a lot of money for what they do. And they do the hard work. They build everything. They fight for us. They die for us. And they have a very limited amount of money they get as a reward. But there is people who can do 1 million transactions with one click of a mouse. They make one click and they sell 1 million of units, and they get millions of money for it, millions of dollars for it. And that system has all kind of unfair things possible, because the amount of money you can earn is disconnected from the true performance, from the true contribution that you bring into society. It's disconnected. There is absolutely perverted. Sometimes you can be detrimental to society and make a lot of money with it. I'm sorry to make this example, but let me say you are trading with cryptocurrency. This itself, I don't want to tell you this is evil or bad or something. But think about the money system. Think about the people who have to be in deep debt for the end of their lives and only try to pay this debt by working every day super hard. And they will never get out of this debt. And this is what keeps the banking system alive. Think about a person in the Congo who is going by bike 100 miles every day, cutting away one big chunk of these bananas and transporting them, and then going on a boat, affording a ticket and risking his life, and then selling this banana somewhere on the market, and repeat this every day, all his life. Or working in the mines for these things that we need to have our high-tech equipment, our mobile phones. And they get nothing for it. They get a few cents for it. And our economy is dependent on this. We make phones from this, and then we say, oh, we are the important industry nation, okay? And the people die for us. They risk their life for us. So there's a reverse thing. The strong people, the people who risk everything, the people who fight for us, the people who die for us, they are small. They are oppressed. And the weak people have them in their grip and they won't let go. Another reason why our society is so hard to understand. How do you explain this to a 5-year-old child? Another reason. The roles of genders, sexes. I will not tell you in this video what it means to be a man. I will never in no video give you what it means to be a woman. The women have to invent their own role every day, new, and men have to do the same. But I see a lot of misconception. And I want to state only facts. If I want to tell you what is male nature, what is female nature, I can give you an example. If I drive with my mother drives, okay? And somebody is in the middle of the road coming towards us, my mother will evade. We go past. If my father drives, he goes in the middle too, okay? So it's confrontation, and then the other person goes to the side. And this is the difference. Also, if you look in the animal kingdom, if you see a female dog or a female wolf, or probably a male too, if it's not the super alpha animal, if it engages anything new, anything, whatever kind is of interest, something, maybe something to eat, maybe another individual, whatever, it will come in a circle. It will circle around. It will not go in a straight line. And this is life itself. This is the best strategy. It reduces stress for everybody. It is more safe. It is the best way. De-escalating. But if you look at a male lion, alpha lion, you know how he will go there? He will go straight for it. So here we see differences. Here we see natural differences in behavior, okay? And also, I think I'm not leaning too far outside of the window. I hope this saying exists in English as well. If I say the female principle is rather surrounding, caring, and the male principle is rather direct and penetrating. Yes. You know, if you look at astronomy, the Earth, a planet, Mother Earth, it's a fertile planet. But what does it need? It needs asteroids that have the particles to make life, to to penetrate the atmosphere and land in the ocean. And the sun, something that is bigger than everything else, coming from the outside, giving the energy. I'm not going to say more about this topic, because thin ice. All right. This is just the nature of where the female and the male principle come from, but we have the task to invent it ourselves. And from this natural thing that is quite clear, I explained it, to where we are now, a lot of things happened, a lot of transformation and confusion happened. Because, man, the picture of man today, there's so much misconception. I can make an own video about this probably one day, but, we still having this thing, men have to, they cannot cry, they should not cry, they have to endure everything, and all this kind of misconception, okay? Oh, I really cannot go into detail, no. But then we have women who are currently freeing themselves from the oppression, and this is fine, this is perfect, this is what we need. We want nobody to be excluded of anything. But imitating men that are confused themselves definitely is not the way to go. I'm just saying this. So we all have to invent our domains, find our qualities, define our roles. And it's very hard. We need good role models. Okay? And there is great role models for females and for males. Not talking about Andrew Tate. All right, my people. I already gave you now a lot of background information why I think society is in the state it is. And we cannot immediately change everything. We cannot remove an army from any country of the world at the moment. If you remove an army from a country and say, oh, we want peace, this country will not exist anymore. It's gonna be evaporated. It will be overtaken by others. We are in the place we are now. We need to move on the way we move now. We cannot change everything. It's a slow process. It has never been done to reduce effectively what we need, the tools. This is where we started to cheat the system with tools of war, with every kind of tool, because we cheat with tools. Now we have guns, now we have bombs, now we have drones, now we have artificial intelligence drones that can reproduce themselves. Think about that. Think about a drone swarm of a swarm of drones that can recreate itself without any human, because it's programmed to do anything necessary to reproduce itself. Think about that. Maybe we can end our lifetime on Earth with that. And it began with primitive weapons. But this is how we cheat the system. And this is how we pervert society. This is how the weak can rule the strong. Because the strong are not interested in weapons. The weak are interested in weapons. Think about that. Right? Man, time is already over again. I hope this video is okay. Maybe I will watch it and see. Maybe I have to remake it. Let me know what you think about it. And I feel I have to say one more thing. I am for trying to reduce weaponization in the world. Of course, I am for diversity. but it is a very long process and it has never been done before. It's that challenge. It is a great challenge. It has never been done before. How can we do this? We have to understand we are one human race. But if you want, you can wait for the drone swarm, or you can wait for some hostile aliens to land and wipe out 95% of humanity, and then you realize, wait, maybe we are one. Maybe we should go together now. Maybe we should man up, woman up, and focus our concentration, our capability, our ability in order to make it through together, to focus, right? All right, my people. One love.